Let's look at Part 2. Part 2 requires you to talk on your own for 1 to 2 minutes on a particular topic based on written input in the form of a general instruction and content-focused prompts. You have some time to prepare before beginning speaking. This part of the test lasts for 3 to 4 minutes for both candidates. Here is Part 2's sample question. Let's pretend that you are candidate A and your partner is candidate B. Candidate A is given a topic by the interlocutor which should be familiar. For example, a family celebration. You have some time to think about the topic and then you talk for about 1 to 2 minutes. Once you have finished, your partner, who is candidate B, is asked a question on the same topic and he or she should provide a short answer. Both of you then swap roles and candidate B is given a different topic. The grammar and vocabulary range needed in this part is broader than in Part 1. Now, let's look at the sample videos for Part 2. This video will show B1 and A2 candidates answering Part 2.
In this part of the test, I'm going to give each of you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it on your own for about a minute. You also need to answer a question briefly about your partner's topic. Nabil, it's your turn first. Here's your task. I'd like you to talk about a family celebration you had recently. First, you have some time to think about what you're going to say. All right, you may start now.
My family celebrate my father's birthday. We eat cake.
What can you say about this point?
Yes. Because we eat together.
Tell me about this point.
Family celebration important in Malaysia because we eat together.
Thank you. Khalis, what was the last celebration you had?
The last celebration I had was Hari Raya Idul Fitri with my family.
Do you have a good time?
Yes, I had a very great time.
Why?
Because I get to see my brother and sisters in one place.
Thank you. Nabil, can I have the booklet, please? Now, Khalis, here's your task. I'd like you to talk about a person you admire. First, you have some time to think about what you're going to say. Alright, you may start now.
The person that I admire is my mother. She is very pretty. She has big eyes and pretty smile. I admire her because she is a very hardworking woman.
What can you say about this point?
I think it is important for people to have good role models because they can motivate you. Good role models can make you better.
Thank you. Nabil, who do you admire?
I admire Lee Chong Wei.
Why?
He good badminton. He winning many competition.
Thank you. Khalis, can I have the booklet, please?
Khalis communicates with reasonable accuracy and he shows a good degree of control of simple grammatical structures. He forms longer sentences and can link them together using basic cohesive devices. Nabil communicates with some accuracy despite hesitation. He is able to understand most of the questions and instructions directed at him slowly. He can provide basic information using short phrases and requires some prompting and support. This video will show B2 and B1 candidates answering Part 2.
In this part of the test, I'm going to give each of you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it on your own for about a minute. You also need to answer a question briefly about your partner's topic. Dinesh, it's your turn first. Here's your task. I'd like you to talk about a family celebration you had recently. First, you have some time to think about what you're going to say. Alright, you may start now.
A recent family celebration I had was when we all gathered together and celebrated my mother's birthday. This was held at my grandmother's place, and what we did there was we surprised her with a birthday cake and we spent the day playing party games. Personally, I did enjoy myself because it was the first time in a while that my whole family had gathered together. Why I think family celebrations are important in Malaysia is because it strengthens the bond between family members.
Thank you. Sasha, what was the last celebration you had?
The last family celebration that I had was my parents' wedding anniversary. I personally enjoyed the celebration because I get to witness my parents and the love that they had for each other.
Thank you. Dinesh, can I have the booklet, please? Now, Sasha, here's your task. I'd like you to talk about a person you admire. First, you have some time to think about what you're going to say. Alright, you may start now.
The person that I admire is Jacinda Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand. In my eyes, not only that she is very charismatic and intelligent as a Prime Minister, but she's also a very compassionate mother. She possesses the qualities of a good leader and role model, and I think it is important for people to have good role models to make an example so that they can become a good person that contribute back to the society.
Thank you. Dinesh, who do you admire?
If you ask me, I would say my uncle.
Why?
Because me and him share a special bond.
Thank you. Sasha, can I have the booklet, please?
Sasha expresses her ideas clearly, appropriately, and spontaneously. She displays confidence when talking about a person she admires in a very natural way. Meanwhile, Dinesh communicates with some accuracy despite hesitation. He shows some control of simple grammatical structures. He can form longer sentences and uses basic cohesive devices to link his ideas. He responds appropriately, but in a limited way. This video will show C1 and B2 candidates answering Part 2.
In this part of the test, I'm going to give each of you a topic and I'd like you to talk about it on your own for about a minute. You also need to answer a question briefly about your partner's topic. Nina, it's your turn first. Here's your task. I'd like you to talk about a celebration you had recently. First, you have some time to think about what you're going to say. Alright, you may start now.
A family celebration that I had recently was my sister's graduation. We went to her graduation ceremony and we gave her a few bouquets of flowers as gifts. We also went out to eat with the whole family after that. I enjoyed myself there because I got to see my sister receive her certificate, and that inspired me to work hard too. I think family celebrations are important in Malaysia to make sure that the bonds between family members are strengthened and that family members don't grow apart with time.
Thank you, Nina. Hazel, what was the last celebration you had?
The last celebration I had was the National Day celebration. I went to Dataran Merdeka with my family and I was really impressed by the performance that was organized, and I felt very happy for the whole day and energetic. I really enjoyed my day.
Thank you. Can I have the booklet, please, Nina? Now, Hazel, here's your task. I'd like you to talk about a person you admire. First, you have some time to think about what you're going to say. Alright, you may start now.
A person that I admire the most is Greta Thunberg. She is an environmental activist. She has long hair, is Swedish, and when I look at her, I see strength. And the reason why I admire her is because of her bravery. I feel like she has this ability to speak up about the things that she's passionate about, and in this case, it's about climate change. And I believe that it is important for people to have good role models because every day we want to be a better person. And in order to do that, we need someone to look up to. And in this case, when I see Greta, I feel that I too can be brave enough to speak about the things that I am passionate enough. Therefore, I believe that Greta is an inspiration and I really admire her.
Thank you. Nina, who do you admire?
The person that I admire is my mother. She is an excellent English teacher, and every time I speak to a student, they always say that they really enjoy her lessons.
Thank you. Can I have the booklet, please, Hazel?
Hazel expresses her ideas clearly, appropriately, and spontaneously. She interacts actively, initiating the discussion and communicating her ideas confidently and clearly about the person she admires. Nina is able to understand questions and instructions directed at her with ease. She maintains and develops the interaction effectively, with very little hesitation. She does not need any prompting or support.